Now, pretty much at this time, 24 hours ago, President Joe Biden lobbed in Ukraine in a top secret visit, a pretty significant visit, marking a year since Russia invaded Ukraine and honouring the bravery of the Ukrainian resistance and pledging to continue the crucial support from the US and NATO. This, as you know, stops short of putting boots on the ground, but does include enormous amounts of money and military hardware. In typical Biden style, however, there were moments of confusion, including over the very geography of NATO, the North Atlantic Treaty Organisation.
We built a coalition of nations from the Atlantic to the Pacific. NATO in the Atlantic, Japan in the Pacific. I mean, across the world.
Oh boy, it's just the whole world ought to cover it all. Let's bring in commentator and blogger to the nation, the Daily Telegraph's Tim Blair. Tim, great to see you, mate. You've had a bit of a health scare yourself. It's great to have you back on the program and looking flush with health. You're probably fitter than Joe Biden, I would say.
I think I was fitter than Joe Biden when I was in intensive care a few weeks ago, but that's not saying much, really. I liked how they greeted the President of the United States in Kyiv with air raid sirens, which was meant to be an indication just of, hooray, the President of the United States is here. But how would you be if you didn't know the President was there and you're just hearing air raid sirens? It's probably not the best manoeuvre in the world to pull as a stunt, but would have had people diving under their tables. And it was, of course, a secret arrival. It was only announced that Biden was there when pictures began showing up on social media.
Yeah, I've got to give him credit for going there and for doing what he can. But you're right, the air raid sirens, there are probably people all over the suburbs diving for cover, not realising it was just there to give an audio background for the President's visit. Hey, what are your thoughts, just briefly, on Albanese and Labor and backflips? We know the energy backflip, power prices going up, not down. This super one, though, is just an absolute corker. They said they wouldn't change super.
Yeah.
Now they're rating it full on.
Now, I was just chatting earlier today about this with the editor of the Daily Telegraph, Ben English, and he made the good point, and it's in the editorials tomorrow in the Daily Telegraph, that when things get complicated, it's always bad for the little guy. You've never seen a complicated contract that conceals any benefits to you. There's never a bonus in a complicated contract. The money is always going the other way. Well, Labor hasn't really made clear what they want to do about superannuation, but they are going to make it more complicated. You can bet on that. And when it's made more complicated, you and I aren't going to be the winners, Chris. And neither is anyone watching this, I swear. This is very spooky.